Hey guys, I am pretty sick today, so please excuse the cough drop eating, and I might talk a little softer, just because my voice is really hurting. But exciting news, we broke 1,000 subscribers yesterday morning, and I'm just so happy about it, and I just want to take this time to thank you guys so much. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but for me it really is a milestone, and I'm just so happy that I can post videos on the internet to people who actually care, and thank you guys so much for showing me that you care, and you guys, the familiar faces that always come back and comment, and no one's making you do that. You're just really nice people, and I appreciate it so much, and I don't want you guys to ever think that your efforts and your kind words go unnoticed, because they absolutely do not. It makes my life, and doubly so for you guys who donate to my Patreon. You guys are going to a special spot in heaven. Like, I don't even think I deserve it, but it's just thank you so much for being so generous and nice and supportive of me and what I do. And for those of you who don't know what Patreon is, it's just a platform that allows me and other artists to get paid for the work that we do. You can pay whatever amount you want per month or per video, and depending on what you pay, you get perks from me, like free MP3s and behind the scenes stuff and Google Hangouts and a whole bunch of stuff. So shameless plug if that interests you at all. The link is down below in the description. That being said, what better time to do a Q&A video that I promised? I keep my promises. The joke is that I don't. I'm really bad at doing things I'm supposed to do. So without further ado, first question, what microphone do you use? These are all the microphones that I've used in my videos. This is the most recent one. Which DAW do you make music with, and how did you decide on it? So, kind of embarrassingly, I still use Audacity, which is super bare bones and simple and kind of not the best quality and kind of frowned upon, but my YouTube videos are kind of casual, so I don't really require anything else. However, I did recently purchase a copy of Reaper, which is another popular DAW, and I chose it because I like the interface. I think it's pretty user-friendly, and it was kind of the cheapest one at the time. But the reason I haven't really used it yet is because I'm really bad at it, so I'm just trying to get good. When and where are you playing shows? Would you consider house shows? What about festivals? Good question. At this current time, I don't actively pursue doing shows, but that's only because I don't have many local fans, and I don't have many fans in general. I think you guys think I'm a way bigger deal than I actually am, but that doesn't mean I don't love doing it. I love performing for people, so like any opportunity I get, I do go for it. It's just kind of limited at this time. House shows, however, require a little more input from you guys, but I am 100% down to do that. That is like my ultimate goal, is to do house shows. It just requires people that are interested in me, a house that I may perform in, money so I can get paid for it, and transportation if you don't live super close to me. I live in Massachusetts, so if you're here, you're in luck. Set me up. Then I was asked what kind of musical background I have. My parents were in a band when I was very little, so I was always around for their practices, and we just always had instruments littering the house, like anything you can think of, and I sort of just listened to what my parents listened to, 90s rock. My mom listened to Stevie Wonder and Queen and Ray Charles and a lot of gospel music and some classic rock. So that's kind of where I started, and then I developed my own music taste. I think at like 10 years old, my music taste was just like Weird Al, Britney Spears, NSYNC, and like all the songs from the Sonic the Hedgehog games up until that point. Like, I'm not kidding. I burned 3 CDs of all of the soundtracks up until that point and listened to them in my Discman before bed every night. Like, I loved them. And then going off of that, I was asked what artists inspire me, / who is my biggest inspiration to start singing and doing music. And I will say, like, the Sonic the Hedgehog soundtracks were pretty huge, honestly. Like, they're the reason I realized I could sing, because I was playing like Sonic Adventure 2 Battle one night and I was singing along while I was playing it, and my mom was kind of just like, I'm impressed, you can sing? What? And I was like, I don't know. And then one night, I came up to her room and I made her not look at me while I sang a song for her in the dark under a blanket, because I just wanted to know if I was good, but I was so scared because I don't know. And then lo and behold, I was good, and it went from there. And then probably from ages 11 to 13, I exclusively listened to Green Day and My Chemical Romance and had a really weird punk emo phase. It was strange. It was strange. But Green Day is the sole reason that I learned how to play guitar, and I used to play electric guitar. Like, I only played guitar for a long time, and I could only play power chords for like 2 years. And it made me feel like a badass, because like not many people, or girls even my age living around me, were doing the same thing and like singing and playing guitar, especially in middle school. Like, people were shocked whenever I performed. It was nuts. And that made me feel awesome. And then probably my next biggest influence growing up was Hayley Williams from Paramore. She was pretty much my style and vocal inspiration for a long time. And you know, I'm really happy. As much as I don't listen to these bands or artists so much anymore, I'm really happy to have them as like my foundation. Do you write music on guitar? No. I haven't touched an actual guitar in like years, and it's strange because it used to be my main squeeze, but no, I just don't like it too much anymore. I do write, however, on a guitar-ukulele, which is the same thing. It's just smaller and tuned higher, and I think 2 of those songs are on YouTube. Yeah, they're No Room and Midnights. Check them out. And the big one, what inspired the song So Young? I wrote this song about a 4-year-long relationship that I was in, where we were both super in love with the idea of each other instead of the actual each other. And this is so important, and it happens all the time, whether you're in a romantic relationship or not. Like, it can happen to friends, it can happen to family, and you just wake up one day and you're like, who are you? What the heck? And it's super scary and really hard to deal with. And in my case, and the reason this song sounds pretty dark is because we both didn't know each other. We were both guilty of not knowing and loving the actual person, and it was also a long-distance relationship for the entire 4 years, which made that even worse, and it was super abusive. It was the most abusive and manipulative and scary it could possibly get, at least for me. So that's why that song has the vibe that it does. Ooh, gave you too much. I said I wasn't gonna. And I was asked, have you ever tried to do something like the X Factor to show your talent? So I'm assuming you just mean talent shows in general, like American Idol, America's Got Talent, stuff like that. No, and I don't think I ever will. I think those shows are super reality TV and a lot of behind the scenes stuff going on, and they're really just about fame and exposure and trying to make it big and make money, and that's not what I'm here for. I want to make music and I want to reach people for sure, but not that way. I want to work and I want to be real, and I don't want to just have this one shot at success. Also, I'm super not competitive. That's just not me. I was asked if I've ever presented my songs to a label, and I sent a few songs to a recording studio a while ago, and they had some not nice things to say about me, but whatever. I really don't have interest working for a label at this time. I don't think at this point in my life or career in music that I'm ready or prepared to be in such a position, and I'd rather just work independently. And then I was asked if I study music theory. No, and a lot of people are surprised by that, and a lot of people tell me that I absolutely should be studying it, and I've tried several times in my life to get a grip on music theory, and I just can't make myself think mathematically about music. It just doesn't happen. Then I was asked for some general songwriting advice, how to write lyrics or instrumentation, and like I said, I don't study music theory, so I can't give real technical advice, but as far as just general songwriting goes, I do follow kind of a code, and that's to be honest, to be authentic, and to keep doing it. When I write music, I try to write lyrics as honestly as possible, whether they're from my perspective or not. I want them to have some basis in reality, because that makes it easier for other people to connect to it, and that's kind of the point, you know? Like, music is for yourself, but it's also for other people, and it's to be able to share feelings communitively. And then a big one for me is authenticity, and Jeff knows a little bit about that. Why don't you tell him, Jeff? but you should always be yourself when you write music. Thank you, Jeff, well said. Because people can tell. People can tell when you're writing songs that your heart's not really in, or that you did for style choices instead of the meaning. And while it's not the biggest deal, and you can obviously still profit off of music that you don't care about, I still think it's really important. And I'm also really, really drawn to artists that sing in their speaking voice, kind of. I'm not super into altering the way I sing for style choices. I think it gives songs more character when you just sing how you would talk. Just be yourself. That's the main thing, is just be yourself. And the last thing is sincerely keep doing it. I get approached by a lot of people who say they want to start posting music on YouTube, but they don't think they're good yet, or they don't think they're ready yet, and they're really scared of what people will think if their music isn't as good as they think it is, or, you know, the list goes on. And all I have to say to that is you have to. You just have to, because, like, you think I was putting out good shit forever? Like, no, like, I'm still exponentially growing. Like, every video I put up, I don't like the last one I did, because I can always see myself getting better, so I'm very self-critical of my older stuff, but I keep it up to remind myself how well I'm doing, and how much I'm progressing and growing as an artist. And you know, when I was 13, 14 posting videos on Facebook, they were garbage. They were so bad, but if I didn't start posting then, I wouldn't be where I am right now. You have to post, you have to get used to editing, you have to get used to recording, you have to get used to all the things that go into it, as well as posting it, because you either get feedback or you don't. You get people who like it or they don't, and it allows you to grow. Like, you can't just wait for being good enough, because you never will be. You're never going to be good enough. That's what art is. You're constantly getting better and constantly changing who you are and changing your approach and all this stuff. So just please post, make content, whatever it is, music or not. You just do it, please. Thank you. This has been a PSA. What song, original or cover, are you most proud of? I went back and I listened to The Pieces Don't Fit Anymore by James Morrison, that cover. And, like, I was kind of blown away, because, like, of course there are some, like, horrible quality issues, but whatever. That aside, I was so impressed by younger me. I was like, I didn't know you were doing that. I completely forgot that you were kind of good sometimes, and it made me feel good, so I'm pretty proud of that. And I'm very proud of my Attitude City cover. That kind of blew up on Reddit, and I'm just really happy about it. And as far as originals go, I really like Midnight's, and obviously So Young is probably one of the better things that I've posted, so those are good. What's a song you haven't done but want to? I think on the list right now, I want to do a song by Grimes, not sure which one. Want to do a song by The Shins, not sure which one. I want to do I Don't Want to Set the World on Fire by the Ink Spots, and I want to do Something by Billy Joel. So you got all those to look forward to. Never mind the, like, Young the Giant cover I started 2 years ago, and never mind the Kesha cover I started 4 years ago. Like, I don't ever tell me to do something, because I won't do it. And that brings me to my next question of, do I do requests? Will I do the song you like the most? Will I cover this artist one more time? And will I do more Arctic Monkeys? And I gotta, no. Where do you shop for clothes? Mostly online, various random places. Usually just if I see something I'll get it. It doesn't matter where it is. But I do like ModCloth a lot. I like Forever 21. I don't like their business practices or how they treat plus size women, but that's another story. I like Wet Seal, and I buy a lot of clothes on Amazon, just like really cheap stuff. As well as all the collars that I wear in videos. Those are all fake. Like, this is a real shirt with a real collar, but like most of my things are just like collars that end right here, and I just slip on undershirts because I'm a fraud, but I'm a fashionable fraud. And I was asked if there's more to the memento tattoo I have, and that's like this guy, Memento Mori. That's a nice image. That's gonna be the thumbnail. Memento Mori, and that means remember that you are mortal. So in ancient Rome, it was a humbling practice to ground people, just to say, like, you know, if you're feeling really good about yourself and acting like you're the shit, just come on down. You're not a god. We all die. You're gonna die too. So don't act like a god, man. You know? So I like that. It's kind of like a don't let your successes go to your head type deal. So when I was asked what my favorite video game is, dude, I don't know. There's so many. Really like the Sonic games. We mentioned that a few times. I like Kingdom Hearts. I like some of the Final Fantasy games. I like Resident Evil up until like 4, then they got kind of weird. I like Silent Hill. I like Metal Gear Solid. I think 4 is my favorite though. Undertale was really good. Like, really good. I liked Ori and the Blind Forest. That game made me cry so much. Like, oh, please look into that. That's a really good game. I liked Unravel. That's a really good game. Speaking of, here's my cosplay of it. Here's a picture, and here's me dancing at Anime Boston. That's the best. Oh my god, I'm so cool. Yeah, if any of you didn't know, I cosplay as well. No one asked, but I'm telling you. Other video games, you know, the first games I ever played were like Spyro the Dragon and Crash Bandicoot, and then like Sly Cooper, Ratchet and Clank, Jak and Daxter, that kind of stuff. Like, that's like my foundation, and I think those will always be my favorite games. I just really like platformers, man. I don't know. And of course, the most important question that could be asked: Backstreet Boys or NSYNC? Gotta go NSYNC on it, man. But that's it, guys. We did it. And my throat doesn't hurt any more than it did when I started. So I think that means we did a good job today. Hopefully I didn't bore you to death. Hopefully I didn't waste a big chunk of your day. Hopefully you enjoyed this. With that being said, I'm working on an album. Peace.